everything that President Obama did, but in many ways threatening the very integrity of our civil society. And I have brought to the floor the privilege to establish an independent commission to have a full accounting for the Russian collusion allegations in the last election, so we can finally move forward as a country. And I'll share a little good news with you on that front. There are a couple, first of all, there are three ongoing investigations, and I am fairly confident that we will get to the heart of the matter. There's the House Intelligence Committee, the Senate Intelligence Committee, and the Independent Counsel. All three of those investigations now are occurring regarding who knew what, who had what discussions, and I think everybody should keep an open mind. People who like Trump, people who don't like Trump, but it shouldn't have to do with whether you like the person or the policies. It has to do with did crimes occur, and if they did, they need to be prosecuted, because nobody's beyond the law of the country, not even the president of the United States. So I'm going to do my best to make sure that happens. I also work on education. I was helping replace No Child Left Behind with the Every Student Succeeds Act. I work in the Education Committee. I proposed wilderness expansion for Southern Eagle County, the district I represent. And I also, as you know, go all the way up to the Wyoming border with our neighbor, Laramie County, in terms of the district that I wanted to represent. But as I look at where we're going in Washington, and with President Trump pulling out of the Paris Accords and undoing a lot of the environmental protections that President Obama put in place, where we have a Secretary of Education who seems more interested in attacking our public schools and building up and supporting our public schools. I know that the real opportunity for us to move forward on the issues that we as Democrats care about is going to be at the state level, right? So with President Trump pulling out of Paris and the country opening up even more areas for drilling, we need to take leadership here. And that's why I have a plan for us to reach 100% renewable energy by 2040. And we can do it right here in Colorado. We'll create green jobs that will never be outsourced. We'll have cleaner air, cleaner water, better economy, lower rates, and we can do it. And we have the policies to do that, which we'll work to implement with the state legislature and through the Public Utilities Commission that the governor appoints right here in Colorado. With my work in education, the biggest hole that we have in our state is early childhood education. So what I'm running on is I'm universal preschool and kindergarten full day across our entire state. It will make an enormous difference for kids. It's not even a red or blue issue. There are Republican states like Oklahoma that have full day preschool and kindergarten. All we have in our state guaranteed half-day kindergarten. And there's no preschool outside of a few slots for very low income. The middle class doesn't get it. Even families making $35,000, $40,000 a year don't get it. It's only for the really very few slots for that. And these years are the most important formative years for kids. Every study shows this, that if you want to address the achievement gap in our schools, if you want to make sure that kids from low-income families enter school with the same preparation as kids from higher-income families are on that track for success, you need quality early childhood education. Not just daycare, but the pre-literacy skills, the social-emotional skills that kids get, so they enter first grade with the same kinds of advantages as kids come from families that can pay for that. This is also a real-life economic issue for families, because so many families here in Colorado and Will County have to deal with it. Well, hey, I have a 3-year-old, 4-year-old, what can I do? Does that mean a second spouse has to stay home and can't work? When can your spouse re-enter the workforce if you're a single-parent home? Are you choosing the cheaper daycare rather than the quality daycare because it's the only one you can afford, right? And so it's a real-life economic issue that if we can have universal preschool and kindergarten, it'll really help a lot of families in our state, in addition to making sure that that next generation is prepared for success. I'm also excited about some of the things that your own Pt2 school district is doing with regard to making college education more affordable. A couple months ago, I had the opportunity to visit right near Ames. They have the early college high school, which serves several hundred kids, all of whom get associate's degrees concurrent with their high school diploma at essentially no cost to them. So we call this dual and concurrent enrollment. And you should be glad to hear that Pt2 is really in the forefront of this, and it's an example that I mentioned around the state. I was talking to some school board members down in Adams. You got to get up to see the school that Pt2 set up over by Ames. There's other ways to do it too. Many districts have those dual and concurrent enrollment opportunities for their high school students by having half a day in high school, half a day over at the community college. But the key thing is, it provides an opportunity, if the kids are not going to college beyond that, they can graduate high school with a marketable skill and an associate's degree to get a good job. And if they are going to transfer to UNC or CSU, we want to make sure, A, that that's aligned courses, transferable credit, And if they have 2 years done, they can save 50% of the money that it would take to graduate college. It makes it half as expensive for them to go all the way through because we can deliver free. So what I'm talking about here, and I think the way we need to view it as a state, is no longer what we in the education business used to call K-12. I think we should call it P14. And we're talking about everything from early childhood preschool through 14, which is associate's degree or marketable skill beyond just a high school diploma. And sometimes kids get that in 4 years of high school, sometimes they need a year or two more. What we want is to make sure young people graduate, not just with that diploma, which is important because it shows you can read, you can write, you got the arithmetic, but also a marketable skill. Especially if you're not going to be going on to a four-year university, skill you can support yourself with and be middle class and support your family. The other issue that I think Democrats need to address nationally, but certainly here in Colorado, we can be the example, is we need an economy that works for everybody, not just a few. Because if you look at some of the indicators that the newspapers talk about, they'll say, oh, unemployment rate is super low, 2.2%, the stock market's up. But that doesn't mean much to many families here in Colorado who are working harder and harder and not getting ahead. For so many families, wage stagnation, costs are up, the cost of rent or mortgage is sky high. How is somebody, for instance, in the Denver metro area, even in the Greeley area, supposed to be able to buy a house when they're 25, 26, 27? Like many people who are of another generation probably did, when housing costs are so high relative to incomes, right? So how do we make sure that as we have this economic growth, and we all want economic growth, that it benefits everybody, not just a few? Well, there's a number of ideas, I think, to get there. And I'm certainly on board with we're raising the minimum wage in Colorado up to $12 an hour. I support allowing municipalities to go even higher because of their local circumstances. But one thing I talk a lot about in the campaign is employee ownership. And as part of my plan for when I'm governor for Colorado to lead all 50 states in employee ownership, I kicked off my campaign in Colorado Springs at an employee-owned grocery store called Save a Lot. So it's owned by the bagger, the cashier, the butcher, 100% employee-owned. So when a company does well, we want to make sure it's not just the investors and executives do well, but everybody. There's some industries that do this. To their credit, the technology industry, even the large players, Google and Intel, you go work for them, you get stock options, right? Doesn't mean they'll be worth anything, but guess what? If the company does well, the investors do well, the executives do well, and guess what? You do well as a worker in any capacity. We did this in the companies I started, ProFlowers, BlueMountain.com. Every employee, people answering the phones, administrative, professional, programmers, all apply stock options, right? New Belgium Brewery in Fort Collins, 100% employee-owned. So we have examples of this in our state, but I think we need to make it more the norm in all of the forms it takes. Stock options, stock grants, normal profit sharing, something called ESOPs, which is what New Belgium is, employee stock ownership plans, and co-ops. Another example, co-ops down in Denver, the Rocky Mountain Farmers Union has worked on 100% employee-owned home care co-op and 100% employee-owned translation co-op. Many of the workers in those industries are immigrants, and they're empowered to effectively run their own business rather than having the profit siphoned off by investors or executives who are doing the work. So people should benefit from the work they do, and when they create value, we can truly create an economy that works for everybody, not just those at the top. And we can do that by creating a state employee ownership center, like the state of Vermont has. It's the only state that has a substantial one. We have a distributed effort today, but we can effectively have free technical assistance for companies who want to move in this direction. It makes a difference. I was talking to an entrepreneur right in Loveland a few weeks ago about a 25-person company. They want to implement it as a form of employee ownership. But the founder and owner said, we talked to lawyers and accountants, it would cost our company about $150,000 to do that conversion just as the paperwork and legal fees. And that's like the whole profit for a year. They're not going to do that. It's just not realistic. If we have a state center that provides free technical assistance, we can have a lot more companies that are able to take advantage of this direction. Also a branding campaign around meaningful employee ownership and a preference in state contracting for the state business, where the bids are competitive with companies that everybody does well, not just the executives and owners. Finally,